Hello and welcome back again to Late Night Live with me, Martin Cooper. Now it's time for our special guest interview, and tonight not one but two stars of the Manchester music scene join me on the sofa. First of all, we've got the lead singer of Lazy Charlotte, Kieran, but kicking us off straight from his new album, it's Paul Gleave, and this is Cool.
If you hit me, boy, I'll hit you back. I ain't the type of girl to take a smack. I said, now, hold up, baby, I wouldn't do that. She said, cool. Yeah, cool. She said, cool. She said, if you're with me, then you best not forget. If you run around, I'll make you regret. I said, now, hold up, baby, I ain't done that yet. She said, cool. Yeah, cool. She's so cool. Now I know you've been hurt before. Now you're wondering if this love is pure. And all I wanna do is love you more, 'cause you're so goddamn cool. Yeah, cool. You're so cool, baby. Yeah. She said, don't go make love. She said, don't go treating me like some piece of ass. Don't go spending up all of my cash. I said, I ain't like those guys you met in the past. I'm cool, yeah. Yeah, cool. It's like you're cool. She said, something's telling me to take a chance. Maybe you and me could find romance. I said, wait now, baby, I'm still trying to find my pants. She said, cool.
That was cool. That was cool, wasn't it?
Paul Gleave, that was cool. Thank you very much indeed, that was marvellous. Now, blues music, bit of a resurgence in the last few years, hasn't it? Something's come around again, something in the air.
I mean, I'm doing the few of the open mics, and some of the guys who are coming out to that are just
some great new musicians around.
Not anymore, you won't.
I should say the other person in the studio is Kieran, and you two kind of are well acquainted with each other, because Paul, you're playing on Kieran's label.
Yeah, that's right.
You're kind of signed to that.
Yeah.
And the track we just heard there, Cool, is the first release of an album that's yet to be recorded.
I've wrote an album.
Yeah.
See, I'm from Partington, and we affectionately call Partington Party Town.
Oh yes, well, because it's the place to be.
Yep. So I wrote an album, it's called Party Town Blues.
Love it.
And I wrote a song called Party Town Blues, and we just got to get it recorded, get it out there.
So what attracted you to blues music? Because obviously there's lots of different genres.
It was a weird journey, actually. I started, my cousin gave me an old 1984 hits album, and I played it, and a lot of the songs on it I really liked. But the last song was Purple Rain by Prince.
Yes.
And it just
My mum loves that one.
Oh, made me a
which
massive
is
Prince
classic
fan.
R&B type sound, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, we hear R&B thrown around now. That's a very different thing than what R&B is.
That made me a Prince fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that made me also pick up the guitar and want to play the guitar. But Prince plays a lot of blues.
Yes, he does.
Do you know what I mean? Especially live, he's always playing the blues. And so listening to him got me into Clapton, Muddy Waters, and then it sort of spiraled onto, you know, Robert Johnson and all the old blues, you know,
kind of deep bluegrass type things,
all kinds. I just soaked it all up, and like I say, when I started sort of finding my feet with the guitar and my sort of style, it turned into this kind of blues rock hybrid that.
That's where your influences came from.
Yeah, yeah.
And actually, when you trace that back and you go back to kind of the Muddy Waters times, you see where and how they influence bands like the Beatles, for example, and Paul McCartney's father listened to a lot of Muddy Waters, and a lot of that music is all behind modern rock and roll music.
I think as well, though, what people differentiate towards as well, like when you're talking about blues music, that was there before country music. That was before rock and roll. Yeah. This blues music is the soul of most genres of music. You know, it's basically, you know, a lot of it was from slaves and fields and, you know, etc. Your deep south, well, not just deep south, but in the world in general, because it's kind of like they orientated this sound. And if you think about even rock and roll, you think about rock and roll, before we had a distortion to it, it's just blues and that's it.
Completely.
But what Paul's done, which is a slight bit different, which obviously got my interest involved in it, was like, I think he's changed a bit because he's singing blues but adding a bit of rock and roll to it. Yeah. So I thought, yeah, that's a bit different, that's cool.
And that's it. And I think when you find your own sound, you know, you can start to, I don't like to use the phrase market, but you can start to promote yourself.
I do.
No, you do. You're speaking in a business way, I'm speaking in an ethical way.
Okay.
You can promote yourself to audiences in a very kind of specific way, can't you? And they'll remember you for the kind of style that you play. But as we said, I think there seems to be a bit more of a resurgence of that with a lot of younger artists coming through on a national stage as well. But the old style R&B music seems to be really picking up a lot of speed again, and there's lots of festivals up and down the country where they celebrate the music of the old style rhythm and blues and the bluegrass and things like that.
I think it's coming back. Yeah, it's coming back a bit, but even like I don't know. I think what a lot of young people need to do now is, as I've said in previous interviews on this television station, is like start picking up a guitar, start. You know, play piano, play something. Yeah, be real. Don't pretend you're something you're not, or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like I even had a conversation which I'll speak later on about my friend Coach Van Dietz earlier. You know, when I made that charity song, which we'll talk later on it. But it's kind of like, even if you're in a rock and roll band, don't try and follow the trend. Yeah. Don't try and be trendy. Just be real. Be a real person. Be something that. Some kid, do you know what? I read that Dave Grohl. Do you remember when you were speaking about it? And he said we were just a bunch of kids who got together in a garage
made noises
and making noises. Have you read it? Yeah. And we made Nirvana. You know, this is real. This really happens.
And that's it. And you know, there's always going to be an influence. Like you said, there is an influence for what you do, but it's about how you adapt and personalise that influence, I guess, isn't it? And how you portray.
Correct.
So what's your kind of the writing process for you? Because before we came on air there, you said to me, I said, oh, this is from your new album, it's out in March, and you said, yeah, I haven't recorded it yet.
No, not
now the songs are there, they're written.
Yeah.
But the kind of recording process is, doesn't that kind of throw new light onto some of the songs?
It will do, hopefully, yeah. Well, I'm hoping to work with a good friend of mine called Doug Brickhill, and he's got this cool little gadget called a wave drum, and it's like it's a bit like a bongo. You play it like a bongo, but it's electric, so you can have like a bass drum sound here and a snare drum sound here, and you know.
So it's almost like a compact drum machine type.
Yeah, but you play it like a bongo, and he's absolutely awesome with it. So we get a bit of him on, and you know.
And do you enjoy the recording process? Do you enjoy going in the studio and laying tracks down?
Well,
or
to be fair,
Gav, haven't you?
You've no choice. I'm just wondering.
Well, no. To be fair. Back in the late 90s, I did a BTEC Higher National Diploma in Music Technology at the Arden Centre, and I loved it, absolutely loved it. But then I had 6 kids, so that sort of kind of
one day
stop to that. So yeah,
one day
as you do,
as you do, yeah.
I just had 6 kids. Yeah, you having this at all?
Just one day, yeah. There I was, 6 kids. So yeah, that kind of put all that on hold. But all the kids are growing up now, so.
And where do you find your kind of inspiration from writing? How does that writing process start for you?
Finding a subject matter is really.
Do you go out and look for it? Do you let it come to you?
To be fair, a lot of the songs. I'm a minibus driver. I drive disabled kids to school. I love it, but it's time for a change. Yeah, and most of the songs come from driving around singing to myself like a loony. Do you know what I mean?
So so you're the kind of writer who will go through the lyric and music process together at the same time, the composition and the lyrics?
They come different ways to me. You know? Sometimes I'll come up with a lick and then I'll go, these lyrics fit it. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Or I'll come up with a lick and go, oh, them lyrics I wrote like 6 months ago. They'll go with that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
I was even speaking to Gavin about this.
Yeah, they come in all different ways. It's just like,
ironically,
like I say, I'll be driving around and I'll come up with a lyric and then I'll go home and grab a guitar and see what chords I'll go with it.
And are you quite personalised with what you sing about, or are you a bit more kind of?
No, I mean,
what happens in the world, you know?
It depends. I mean, I've wrote both. I mean, like, I've got songs about robbing banks. I don't rob banks very often. You know what I mean? I'm from Partington, but it's not.
You said it was time for a change. I don't know.
It's that where you're from. If it's a good song, it's a good song.
You know, Partington has its reputations. But yeah, I mean, I've got all kinds of different songs. I mean, I have wrote songs about my own personal situation.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are really depressing, and I don't play them.
Well, and that's it. And
Happy Christmas, folks! Interview.
But also, the problem is you don't always want to go out and relive it every night anyway, do you? So we're going to go for a short break. When we come back, Kieran, you're going to play for us as well, and we've got a nice little story behind your song which we're going to visit. So don't go too far away, because as I say, Kieran is performing his Christmas charity single, World of Illusions, just after this short break. We'll see you in 3.